You check your phone, on average, 96 times a day. That's once every 10 minutes. Let that number sink in. You're not doing it because you're weak or undisciplined. You're doing it because some of the smartest people in the world, with billions of dollars at their disposal, have built a perfect invisible cage designed specifically for your brain. They've studied you, they've mapped your impulses, and they've engineered a system you're not supposed to be able to escape. For years, my job was to get inside a person's head to understand the levers that made them act. What I see in these devices? It's the most effective interrogation I've ever witnessed, and the subject is all of us. We willingly offer up our deepest secrets, our time, our very attention, for nothing more than a fleeting digital illusion. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain. I'm going to show you the psychological architecture of that cage, not to scare you, but to hand you the key. Let's start with the engine of this machine. The variable reward. It's the oldest trick in the book. I once interrogated a mid-level bookie, a guy we'll call Sonny. Sonny wasn't a mastermind, but he understood human nature. He told me, Art, you don't get a guy hooked by letting him win every time. That's boring. You don't get him hooked by making him lose every time. That's just depressing. You hook him with the maybe. That's the secret. The slot machine in your pocket operates on the exact same principle. When you pull down to refresh your feed, you are pulling the lever on a digital slot machine. Will you see a picture of your grandchild, an argument about politics, a video of a cat, a message from a friend? You don't know. That uncertainty, that maybe, is what triggers a dopamine release in your brain. Dopamine isn't the pleasure chemical that's a common misconception. It's the motivation chemical. It's the neurochemical of seeking, of anticipation. It evolved to push our ancestors to hunt and gather, to explore their environment on the chance they might find a berry bush or a water source. It's the chemical that says, do that again. That might be important for your survival. These platforms have hijacked that ancient survival circuit. The little red notification dot? That's not just a color choice. It's a trigger, a visual cue that your brain interprets as a potential reward, a digital berry. Your brain releases a small hit of dopamine before you even open the app, just from seeing the notification. This creates a dopamine feedback loop. See a cue, the red dot, anticipate a reward, what's the notification? Take an action, open the app, get a variable reward, the like, the comment, the message. Rinse and repeat 96 times a day. Have you ever felt your phone vibrate in your pocket, only to pull it out and see nothing there? That's called a phantom vibration. That's your brain, so conditioned by this loop, creating the cue all by itself. It's begging for the next hit. It's a twitch. This brings us to the currency of this whole operation, your attention. There is a saying in the tech world, if you are not paying for the product, you are the product. Your time and your focus are the resources being mined. These companies are in the business of selling your eyeballs to advertisers. The longer they can keep you scrolling, the more ads they can show you, and the more money they make. Every design choice is engineered to that end. The most brilliant and insidious of these is the infinite scroll. Think about how you read a book or a magazine. You get to the end of a page, the end of a chapter. That's a natural stopping point. A moment where your brain can pause and you can consciously decide, do I want to continue? The infinite scroll eliminates that. There is no end. There is no moment of decision. You can just keep scrolling, passively, for hours. It's like a conversation with a person who never pauses to let you speak. Eventually, you just get lulled into submission. They have removed every barrier, every point of friction that might give you an opportunity to escape. They have created a perfectly smooth, endless road, and they've cut your brakes. Now we have to talk about the masterstroke, the social validation cycle, the likes, the comments, the shares. This isn't just about entertainment. This taps into one of the most fundamental human drives we have, the need for belonging and social approval. For millennia, being ostracized from the tribe meant death. Our brains are hardwired to seek acceptance and avoid rejection at all costs. These platforms have quantified social approval. They've turned it into a number. We've given a machine the power to tell us if we are liked, if we are seen, if we are worthy. I remember a case from early in my career. A young man involved in a counterfeit ring. He was smart, came from a good family. He didn't need the money. During the interrogation, it all came out. He was lonely, desperate. The praise he got from the ringleader for a successful run was the most powerful validation he'd ever felt. He said, "For the first time, I felt like I was good at something, that someone noticed." We are all, in some way, that young man. We post a photo, a thought, a piece of our lives. Then we wait. The little hearts and thumbs ups that trickle in are digital pats on the head. They tell our primitive brain, you are safe. You are part of the tribe. Conversely, when a post gets little to no engagement, it can feel like a genuine social rejection. Have you ever posted something and then deleted it because it didn't get enough likes in the first hour? Be honest. Who were you afraid of disappointing? What does enough even mean? It means you've allowed an algorithm to define your social worth. It's a devastatingly effective control mechanism. So, what do? An interrogation only ends when the subject realizes they hold the power to simply stand up and walk out of the room. You have that power. You don't have to out-willpower the system, you just have to sabotage it. Here are 3 simple counter-interrogation techniques. First, control the environment. Turn off every single notification on your phone that isn't from a human being sending you a direct message. No buzzes for likes, no pings for comments, nothing. Starve the dopamine loop of its cues. Move your social media apps off your home screen and into a folder on the last page. Make it a conscious effort to open them. Add friction back into the system. Second, drain the trap of its color. Go into your phone's accessibility settings and turn the screen to grayscale. A phone in black and white instantly feels less like a toy and more like a tool. Those bright red notification badges lose all their psychological power. They become just gray. You'd be astonished at how much less alluring the screen becomes. And third, the most important technique, set an intention. Before you unlock your phone, state your purpose out loud. I am going to check the weather. I am going to reply to my daughter's text. This simple act forces a moment of mindfulness. It breaks the unconscious habit of just reaching for the device out of boredom or anxiety. You become the one directing your attention, not the algorithm. This isn't about abandoning technology, it's about demoting it from master to servant. Breaking these daily loops is the first step. Next time, we're going to discuss a full dopamine detox, a systematic way to reset your brain's reward circuitry so that you can find joy and engagement in the real world again. But before we get to that, I want to hear your confession. It takes courage to admit you're caught in a trap. In the comments below, tell me which one of these hooks has its claws in you the deepest. Is it the endless scroll, the hunt for likes, the phantom vibrations? Lay it on the table. Acknowledging the design of the cage is the first step to finding the door. There's no judgment here, only the truth.